Why is this a risk for South Korea?
Hello, Yvonne. So what we found out from interviewing more than a dozen fund managers and analysts from around the world is that there is a risk of foreign outflows rather than inflows if the South Korea joins the MSCI DM list and leaves the current EM benchmark. That is because South Korea is such a big part of the EM benchmark by MSCI. It is the fourth largest member after China, Taiwan, India, and it accounts for about 12% of the EM benchmark, whereas if it joins the MSCI DM benchmark, it's likely going to be less than 2% weight of the bigger DM benchmark. And that means most DM fund manager will likely own just one stock in South Korea, which is likely to be Samsung Electronics, and forget about the country. That's what one fund manager has told us.
That's interesting. So what is the MSCI's sort of take on all this right now? Why are they even currently considering classifying South Korea as an EM?
So MSCI classifies South Korea as an EM because it looks at three big criteria when it considers which country belongs to the EM or the DM list. One is the economic development, and South Korea meets that criteria. It's Asia's fourth largest economy. The second is the size and the liquidity of the equity trading, which also is met by South Korea. The problem is the third criteria, which is the market accessibility. South Korea has some of the barriers to foreign investors that hinder easy access to foreign investors' stock trading. That includes some bureaucratic pre-registrations for foreign investors, information disclosure that are not available in English, some lack of transparency in dividends. So the current South Korean government has vowed to tackle some of these issues, but it remains to be seen whether those capital reforms are enough to convince MSCI that South Korea deserves the DM list.
When I was in Seoul just a month and a half ago thereabouts, and we were talking to the FSS, a financial services regulator, about when he saw developed market status being accorded to South Korean stocks. He was saying sometime, hopefully soon. Do you have any movement on that?
Hi, Richard. So, yes, some expect that MSCI would soon put South Korea on the DM watch list, which is required to be placed for at least 1 year before MSCI finally makes its decision on final upgrade of a country. However, there are more investors expecting that MSCI would place South Korea on its DM watch list next year and possibly even the year after, but it's sure that it's going to happen sometime in coming years. That's for sure.